it's hard to remember painful stuff. It activates all of those sensations and emotions and images. So we have to be very careful how we approach that.
In child abuse and the kind of cases that we're seeing, there's everything from embarrassment and shame to sadness, anxiety, fear. It's a whole spectrum of emotions, and you can't say it's going to be this every time. It just depends on the child and what they've experienced.
Healing begins the moment this child begins to get attention from safe adults. You can imagine going someplace with a person that you've never met before and telling them all about your life.
If you know why you're there to talk, you're anxious about the fact that you have to talk about this terrible thing. If you don't know why you're there to talk, you're anxious about the unknown of it.
And Fancy's there with them. They feel much safer with her there. I think as they go on in treatment and as they spend time with Fancy and in treatment, they begin to acknowledge the pain that they've experienced. And Fancy becomes like an old friend. It's a relationship. I don't know how to describe it. It's such an easy relationship. As kids come here for a while, the recognition on their face of Fancy and on Fancy of them, they're seen and they're accepted. And so it's just like an old friend when you see an old friend. And I think that develops at the same time they're healing. It's just really powerful to learn how to treat another creature. As Fancy respects them, she cares for them, and they in turn have the opportunity to give that back to her. And I think for any child that has the opportunity to give that to an animal, it helps that child mature. The giving towards the training and placement of these dogs, it touches so many lives. When one child heals, it affects the whole community.
Fancy's been the perfect addition to the Advocacy Center, and I know that the Advocacy Center and Dogs for Better Lives get a lot of their money from donors, and I appreciate that the donors understand how important it is and are supportive of the program.
I would tell supporters of Dogs for Better Lives that their contribution reaches hundreds of children. Then if you consider all of the people she touches here, the employees that she greets and wags tail for, and then you consider all of the community partners in the multidisciplinary team and the number of lives she touches and brings comfort and laughter and empathy to is a pretty large number. And I think this place wouldn't be the same without a dog.